Before we begin assembling the bag, I would like to add several pockets for the inside. Every bag needs pockets. Cut two squares, 16 by 16. Oh, lining. It's a nylon, it's my lining fabric. The second square, 16 by 16, I cut in half. So you have one square 16 by 16, 8 by 16, and 8 by 16. Now we need to fold face to face, fold in half each of them like this, and stitch from here to corner, then to here, back stitch, cut the thread, leave a little opening so you can turn it right side out, back stitch in the beginning, go all the way here, turn it and stitch to the very end, back stitch as well. Do the same thing with these pockets, stitch from here to the corner to here, back stitch, cut the thread, start from here, make a little opening, stitch from here to here and to the top, and the same thing with this pocket. Then turn them right side out and press right here in the top. All done. Here is the opening from stitch to stitch. Here's the opening on the small one, from stitch to stitch. Before you turn it out through this opening, I always cut the corners, which will make your pockets look nicer and not bulky. All corners cut off close to the thread. Don't overdo it. Don't try to cut the thread, so you will keep the corner very nice looking. Okay, let's turn them out. I turned them out, and here how they look like now. Here's the little opening here and here. Now, using the iron, press it. You don't have to stitch it right now here, closing the opening, because we can do just with one stitch when we will be attaching it to the bag. If you have a label, I do have, so you can attach it in the center of the pocket or anywhere you want. Place the large pocket on a large piece of lining, which is 20 by 16 lining, and pin it 3 inches from the bottom and stitch close to the edge. I want this pocket wide, just one large pocket. You can put here magazines, iPad, maybe even small computer. So I would like to keep it wide. If you want to divide it, you can stitch from the bottom to the top. Don't forget back stitch. Divide it in 3 pockets or 2, whatever you want. And if you want to do it now, before you assemble all parts together. The large pocket I made was flat. It's double fold and it's just flat. You can put here magazine, iPad, anything you want. It's large and flat. But I want to make smaller pockets with 1-inch pleat to make you more room, more space. You can put here even bottle of water, or your iPhone, your wallet, anything. So I wanted to make wider, adding 1-inch pleat. fold it, put your pin here, and see, it was the square 7.5 by 7.5, but making this pleat we will lose 2 inches. So I'm using friction pen. It's a very good pen for leaving any markings on the fabric. It's erasable. It will disappear with a touch of iron. Not very hot. Be careful with the nylon so it won't melt it. But any markings will disappear. So I do 5 inch from the top and mark 5.5 by 7.5 rectangular. Then I put my pocket here. You can center it, or you can put it closer to the one side or another one side. So stitch it from here to corner to another corner through the pleat and very close to this side. So we are making 2 pockets with extra room. On this side, here is the opening, and on the other side, here is the opening. So we attaching these pockets to the long strip which was stitched together. This is the lining for the sides of the bag. Now, when the pocket's attached to the lining, let's put together the large part and these long sides with pockets together. So you need to find the center of this large piece on the bottom, mark the center line, and the center of this piece is where we stitch them together. So use your pins, put the right side on the top of the right side, join these center marks and start pinning from here to the curve. Then make several snips right here where it comes to the curve and continue pinning it to the very top. I pinned the front panel with the pocket to the side panel. It's the side and the bottom long piece with pockets together. So now stitch together these pieces, and if you have serger, I would highly recommend to use it to cover raw edges. If not, you might want to use zigzag or just double stitch. When you do this, pin the second part of lining and repeat the same thing with it. Okay, and my lining is ready. Pockets inside, pocket this one, another pocket here. I'll cover the edges with serger. Look nice. Need to remove these with iron. These little marks, and the lining for bag is ready.